I was broken, overweight, lost, unhealthy. I didn't listen. Not to my body, not to my wife. I thought I had it under control until I didn't. I was 100 pounds overweight, so I took it upon myself. I ran to lose the 100 pounds, but I didn't learn the lessons. Not the first time, not even the second. It came back. Not all of it, but a lot of it. The struggle to get up in the morning, lacing up worn out shoes, hitting the pavement alone, each step heavier than the last. It's hard. It really is. The struggle is real life. And without it, we don't grow. We don't learn. We don't become better. Some days I don't feel like I want to run. This is 2 days in a row. A 10K run. It may not seem like a lot to maybe you, but for me, at some point, this was nothing. Or as I stand right now, back to back, 2 days running, this seems like a milestone. I'm going for a 40K bike ride tomorrow with my business partner. So I feel like I'm on the right track, but life can always get in the way. Can always push it aside. But the grace of where I am, the kindness of treating myself with honesty, integrity, kindness, and it's showing up for me, right? It's showing up. I'm just grateful to get out and do the run. The weight will come off. It just takes time. I know that, and I'm not worried. Today, ask me tomorrow, I could be feeling totally different. I screwed up a lot in my life. In my younger days, I took my health for granted and it ended up in a bad place. You can dig yourself out of a hole, but sometimes you gotta know when to stop digging in the first place. One of my biggest mistakes that I made with my health was literally not listening to my wife. I was so stubborn. I wouldn't do anything that she asked me to do. And the more that she, suggested I do things like cut back on the crap that I was eating, cut back on all the soda, the beer, all those things, right? Stop going out, eating out at night all the time, pizza, chocolate, all that kind of stuff. I didn't listen. And because I didn't listen, I kept digging myself into a hole. And the further I went, the more depressed I got. The more depressed I got, my sleep was terrible, right? Like all of these things really start to fall apart. And I found myself in that place of like, now what am I going to do? Right? My wife's right. I should have been doing this, but I didn't listen. And because I didn't listen to what she told me and what she was advising me, I looked at it as a criticism. And I was like, who are you to tell me what to do? Blah, blah, blah. I know what I'm doing. Blah. This is where I was in my head, but I was just kind of like doing the Charlie Brown thing where the teacher goes, wah, 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 wah. I wasn't listening. And because I wasn't listening, I was getting worse when I could have been getting better, but I was so stubborn in my ways that I wasn't open to it until I ended up being broken and like 100 pounds overweight and miserable. And I just didn't want to be who I was. So I just shut down, stopped listening to everybody. And I went into this man cave of mine where I was like, me, go ahead and fix this. Me gonna do this with no one's help. Me gonna prove my doctor, I'm gonna prove my doctor wrong and I can go ahead and lose the weight, and all this stuff. And I slowly found a way out. I dug my way out. It was like one step after another, and it was hard. And, because it was hard, I found that the reward of it was really gratifying. And because it was gratifying, I was like, this is incredible. Like, I can do anything. I felt like Superman. I was juicing my way back to health. I was fasting my way back to health. I was making the right decisions. And You know, I was all in. But I'm going to tell you something. Tell you something right now. Something that I know about myself. When I start doing something, I'm all in, right? I'm all in, and that's it, right? I won't steer away from doing what's getting me to the right spot. However, if there's one day that I have a cheat day, one day where I just decide I'm going to reward myself and give myself the grace and have that, like, you know, M&M, or have a cheeseburger, or have, like, you know, whatever it is. If I allowed myself to do that, what would happen is it would lead into another day, and then another day, and then another day. And before you know it, it's like every day, and I'm finding myself going backwards all the time and getting worse and gaining the weight and not running and feeling like a fraud and getting back in my head. These things are real. It's life. This is what happens. And I'm just sharing it with you because you may have gone through something similar. You may be going through this right now. And I know for me, when I see videos like this, it helps me fix my issues. Because coming from a guy, right, guy to guy, right, or guy to gal, whatever's going on, whoever's watching my videos, the truth of the matter is you have to value yourself as a person, because no one else is going to value you if you can't even value you, you know? Like, if you don't put the energy and time into a relationship, it's all going to fall apart. The same thing goes with my health, right? My relationship with my health has to be a positive one if I'm going to run myself out of the situation that I'm in. I got the extra weight here. You can see it when I'm running, and I feel self-conscious about it. But I talk about it because it's reality. Like, you know, when I first started doing these videos, I didn't like the way I sounded. But I overcame that because I talk to the camera, right? Because that's reality. That's what I sound like. The same thing with the way I look. People are going to look at me if my hair is messy. That's just the way it is, right? Like, this is what it looks like, right? It really doesn't matter. But if you allow that part of your brain to go there, if you allow your part of your brain to go there, it doesn't serve you in the least. So getting out of your head, put it on the shelf, come back to it later. And the reason why I say all of this is because I am struggling. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's hard looking back. Look, I look back because I like history, right? History is important because if you don't understand history and the lessons that it can teach you, you're bound to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And you got to relearn those lessons. And I'm relearning the lessons that hadn't stuck with me. And so because of that, because of the stress that I've been under with my family, with everyone getting sick around me, being in the hospital, I've allowed myself to go down this pity party, right? I should be grateful, and I am grateful. But I have to remind myself of how grateful I am to be able to get out and go for a run. Because to be quite honest, like that's what this journey is. This journey is about me running, about me overcoming the challenges of life, about being a better version of me. And if you're along for that ride, hit the subscribe button, like the video, maybe comment below and give me a little bit of, you know, your journey and stuff like that. Because look, I love reading the comments, and it's kind of neat when you can connect on a level like that. Like when I did my video on the Maffetone method, like I didn't know it was going to take off, but it did. And I don't necessarily know how to make it take off again, like when I make videos, but I'm trying my best to inspire others to like just change their life with one step at a time. Like I know there's some of you who will say, Dave, you know, you motivate me to get out and run. And I'm grateful for that because being able to get out and run, not everybody can do it. Like my wife right now, she can barely walk. So every day that I come out and run, it's like I'm running for her. I'm running for me. It's like we're running together. Every time I go out on the trail, I'm creating memories, and I can bring those memories back to her, and she can watch the video. Look, I do everything I can. Life is hard, but the struggles are what make you who you are. It helps you overcome these challenges that we face, right? It helps us grow. If life was always easy, what kind of life would it be? Without the challenges to push you, to help you grow. Sometimes you have to lose everything to understand what it means to truly fight for it. I'm not done, not even close. There's a little voice in the back of my head saying, it's been too long, Dave. You need to go out and run. And if you don't, you know what's going to happen. The journey of self-discovery never ends. Every day there's something new to learn. Right now, I am recovering. 2 10K runs back to back. My legs are sore. I'm sitting here editing this video extremely tired. It's not something that I've experienced after only running 20 kilometers. That's not a big thing for me. But apparently, it is. It's something that I haven't done in a while. And it's amazing how your body detrains very quickly if you don't go out and do your run. It's just what it is. I mean, running up these hills,